of you guys are probably doing a lot of fun things and yeah, trying to make money here and there. I totally get it. So I wanted to quickly create this video to help guys out. Um, and of course, by the end of this video, a quick explanation for how to spawn money by serving the feudal lords. So feudal lords, the business, and how do you spawn money? What exactly can you do for I'm going to give you a quick tea for what you could do for them and how to spawn money. Okay, so the best way I could kind of explain that to you is by giving you my own example for what I'm specifically needing help with. And if you understand this need, you'll be able to replicate that for any business. And then and have concrete freedom fusion path towards that extra income, the path to finally discovering that freedom that many of you been chasing, but just didn't really have enough of a firepower to accomplish it. So I know some of you are like being really impatient, want to know like how do I do that? How do I serve the feudal lords? What I need to do? So, a couple of things. There's few projects that I'm working on that many of you subscribers can participate on. And of course, learn and earn in the process. And of course, increase your chances of finally striking deals with the feudal lords and finally becoming that freedom founder versus the freelancer. And one of the ways to do that, one of the ways to spawn that money is to solve some of those longer problems. I'm going to go ahead and give you a specific task that I need help with, but think of this task as a project. And once you understand this task, it's going to be it's become it will become easier for you to understand how to spawn money for the feudal lords. So uh, it will only take about 5 minutes for me to explain this, but once you understand this, it's going to be smooth sailing. So here's what I need. And once you understand what I need, you could apply that same model for pretty much any kind of feudal lord and increase your chances of spawning extra income exponentially. But the secret is to understand specifically what I need. So this way you could be able to transition the same way how I was able to like solve a problem when had too many thoughts, too many ideas, and I had to turn to Shaoling monk and listen to his perspective to understand the concept of meditation. And as soon as I learned from Shaoling monk for how to solve infinite thought problem, immediately I was able to apply that for many parts of my life. And of course, this is precisely why I wanted to give you that framework that you could also apply, just like I managed to apply something that I learned from Shaolin monk. The same way you could apply for the feudal lords that you end up serving. You see, we live in a world of feudalism, post-apocalyptic world of AI society, where the concept of uh, creating content and getting paid for that content, well, what can I say? The chances of you making money from just content is slim to none. Just because the worth of content in 2025 came down to zero. But I have a better news for you, better way for you to finally earn money. And it has to do with being able to build fully blown solutions that are not just like a singular task kind of a solution, but fast forwarded combination of multiple techniques and processes that you could use in order to introduce, in order to save time down the road. So, like the best way I could describe to you is I'm going to give you an example for what my talent agency is doing now. And then you're going to be listening to this example and remembering that Shaolin monk example that I managed to present to you and tell you, like, hey, this is how I was able to solve the problem of infinite thought with a few meditation techniques that I learned from Shaolin monk. So the same way you're going to be listening right now, this use case, and once you listen to it, you're going to be able to apply that right away for any kind of a feudal lord, regardless of what kind of business that is. And people will be instantly more receptive towards you. They'll instantly going to be asking for your help, and you'll finally have that path for money. Of course, guys, I'm ready to start. I'm ready to provide you the tea. If you're still here and paid close attention to it, here's what I'm looking for right now, immediately. And as you listening to this, remember, there's also an opportunity to earn money from everything that I'm mentioning, from learn and earn opportunity, if you decide to actually embark upon this opportunity that I'm about to describe. Okay, so now that we're here, everybody's ready. Oh wow, we got 20 folks. Wow, thank you guys for allocating a little bit of your time. And I know, I typically don't have 20 people. I typically talk to AI bots, and and then magically real people show up, which is cool. It's truly incredible. But what I'm about to do next is describe what I'm specifically working on, and how you, as my subscribers, could be part of it, and how you could do the learn, jump in into this learn and earn opportunity, or not, but at least understand how you could use this technique, the very same technique that I'm describing, to apply it for any kind of business. So, you guys ready? Here's what I'm building. As you guys know, in the past couple of weeks, I have built what's so-called Feudal OS, super intelligence in a box. And what I'm doing right now, I'm actually like getting ready to apply it to actual use cases. At first, when I worked on Feudal OS, I immediately started focusing on individual tasks. But later, I realized that individual tasks is not what's going to make me money, because as I kept executing those tasks, I realized that there's one thing missing, another thing missing, and the main thing that was missing is the super intelligence part. Because no matter what I was building, I kept getting cooked. I kept fighting with OpenClaw gateways. I kept going back and forth, spending lots of time. It felt like an infinite loop. So I knew that I was missing something. I had to back out. I had to back out of it, and um, still keep all the projects, all those tasks that I have created under the hood in my local network access storage, and still have it available for me to, for my feudal educator Clay, my super agent, to get access to. But I needed to have something stronger. I needed to have something that I could instantly recall in terms of memory, without searching through multiple files using exact uh, keywords, which takes a long time. And I knew that I needed something bigger. So I turned to Chinese universities. There's a couple of universities out there. University of something, I forgot the name of the university, but it's bigger than Harvard. I kind of didn't care about the name of the university. I just cared about what they came up with, and I just and I just used it right away. So what they came up with in China is this thing called Kronos. Kronos is a binary sphere quantization technique, using alternate series of negative ones and ones to embed your entire like hard drive, entire disk space, and embed it in a sphere. So this way you could quickly recall, your agent can quickly get recall information for what type of file to pick. Because if you just use like a regular search thing and you search through your hard drive, you're going to realize that it just takes forever to find anything, especially if you start building, like working on different side hustles, having different identities, having different, like personal, professional, passionate part of like of your life, all like running on your computer. You realize it's just super slow. Traditional RAG systems, they're just become bulky, and they don't really recall information quickly. I needed to solve that problem immediately, because I kept getting cooked constantly. Like, no, because the problem is, as I was building many of those different side hustles, my workspace started growing rapidly across multiple folders, and at some point it got to the point where like I didn't remember even the name of the folder in because I had so many scripts running and everything was just kind of getting out of control. So I knew that I needed to have a fast memory recall to quickly like wrap wrap around all of my workspace structures and quickly find relevant chunks of information. Um, and then that will give that initial boost for my Feudal OS, for that Feudal Educator clay, to find appropriate folder and keyword and file, which this was the big thing. I had to focus on that. It may seem silly because, like, why not just focus on, I don't know, like a YouTube thing, a YouTube script that just does certain things, checks your YouTube, creates titles, descriptions, and thumbnails, and all that. Uh, this is an example of a typical task that is really easy to do. And of course, granted, um, it becomes exponentially easier for you to do once you have that memory recall capabilities. And why do I need to have that memory recall capabilities? Simply because, like, first of all, I wanted to run everything on a distributed environment, meaning either run it on an iPhone or my laptop, my personal laptop, or another personal laptop, or while I'm on a train. I needed the Feudal Educator clay to know precisely when I'm back in my home, when it could synchronize the files. I needed to have a way for other people to jump in into my Feudal OS, control that Feudal OS directly from my local environment. And um, I also needed a way to control those people who can connect to my um, computer, my environment, my virtualized Oracle-based instance on a virtual PC. It's just a virtual PC that runs Linux and Ubuntu on there, and then Ubuntu runs that Feudal OS that includes things like Kronos and, of course, ASI Evolve, which is artificial superintelligence Evolve protocol that was laid out by one of those crazy universities in China and Shanghai, and I used it right away. That helped me discover. I wanted to solve problems in terms of, like, when I'm communicating with my feudal educated clay. I wanted to, like, self-learn and understand my struggles, trials, triumphs, and tribulations without me constantly repeating myself over and over. Like, hey, create this cron job to remind me of this or remind me of that. I didn't want to do any of that. I wanted to have this thing done automatically on cruise control, based on what's the most highest priority for me in my particular life, for a particular personal, professional, or passionate realm of my life. And I needed to make sure that decisions are made automatically and without me thinking about technical depth or high cardinality heterogeneous complexities of multiple files exploding and me having to search through them. I started facing problems that majority of the folks out there kind of also face the same type of problems, but they just kind of get cooked and keep brute forcing themselves through a singular task only to discover that they never end up using that task again, or constantly having to be addicted to that task, hoping and wanting for that task to become a realization again, as a process, continuous process that constantly pops up within the routine. But the truth is, we live in a world of infinite AI. We live in a world of infinite thought. You're not gonna anything you're gonna build today, you're not gonna be reusing. The chances are for you to be able to reuse it tomorrow are slim to none. If you look back at your history of for the past 1 month and see how many different scripts you have created, don't you ever wake up and say, "Oh my God, I don't even know how to deal with the proliferation of scripts. My entire computer is full of them, and yet I rarely use it, not even 1% of anything that I built before." Why is that happening? Why are you cascading one thing on top of another without turning back, slowing down, and smelling the roses? Why? Because that involves extra skills that you haven't unlocked yet. And those skills is exactly what the feudal lords are looking for. The type of skills that can help them evolve their business. But that business is going to be tightly coupled with the super intelligent system that is trained with guardrailed hybridality, heterogeneous complexities intertwined together that drives the evolution of the system and the prosperity of the business, the feudal kingdom. And you, as the freedom founder, serving the feudal lords, would need to be finding those opportunities, those pockets of opportunities where you can cultivate that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful feudal land and make it grow. The more you grow that feudal land, the greater the feudal kingdom becomes. But to grow it, you need to be fully well versed in systematic processes that allows you to um, solve some of those annoying problems that appear to be at first hand not of a big deal type of problems because you know you spend a little bit here and a little bit there on in anti-gravity or any other tool to address it, hoping that you addressed, and you kind of keep on going to the next task. But the reality is you keep stacking hours after hours into solving something that you didn't need to even solve in the first place. Why? Because all you had to do is just focus a little bit of time in the beginning on making sure that you have ingredients, base ingredients in your system, like memory recall, ASI Evolve for finding the opportunities that you yourself didn't even realize exist. Something that can synthesize your life, your personal, your professional, your passionate endeavors, and give you the most optimal path. I call it freedom fusion path for your future you. You, the freedom founder, the future feudal hustler who wants to teach people AI, automations, and all sorts of hybrid skills that are not taught in college, who wants to make additional income from coaching, who wants to build innovative solutions, but your brain is not possibly capable of producing all this information. You are attempting to summarize information to people. You're attempting to create linear YouTube videos only to realize that none of that is working. So, what is working? And I want to tell you guys, if you use this Feudal OS that I'm describing right now, if you use it the way I'm using it, it will be incredible breakthrough for you as a person, as the future you. You will save incredible amount of time. You will be able to squash those complexities. Because think about it. How much time are you spending on prompting? Some of you perhaps already maybe uh, fell into AI psychosis, or God forbid, social media addiction in combination with AI psychosis. That's even worse. Every single day, you have to be like a clown and simultaneous subject matter expert in order for you to differentiate yourself from others. But aren't you tired? Aren't you tired constantly trying to fight for the next carrot that the feudal lords bring up to you, and you constantly fighting for the next carrot without slowing down and smelling the roses and without realizing that you could replicate the same solution, the same feudal OS across other feudal lords and have incredible superpowers of being able to explain something that other people wouldn't be able to possibly ever understand unless you use the feudal OS to represent a simulated based environment right in front of them. So this way, any kind of questions that they may have is a fair game, but not for you as the person who is describing all of this, but rather for your very own personal super agent, the feudal educator Clay, who's helping you grow your feudal system with feudal OS right in the middle of that system. So, just to remind you, what is feudal system? Feudal system is a system that I reincarnated from Japan in 2024 and used it for a few months. And when I used it, billion-dollar company named Pepsi took a notice of it and created a drink called Freedom Fusion after my talent agency, Freedom Fusion System. This is what the feudal system is. You reflect, you learn, you execute, you mentor, you squash atomic habits as you do so across multiple platforms. Now that I quickly described those high cardinality heterogeneous complexities with ease, I'm going to go ahead and give you the liquid tea of knowledge that will lead you to prosperity in finding the feudal lords and serving the feudal lords, unlocking the pockets of opportunity, providing that you evolve this feudal OS, the very same feudal OS that you can get access to as my Threads Stack subscriber for only $14.99 per month. And if you're not a Thread Stack subscriber and wanted to get it done for you, which is incredible opportunity to have it done for you, then most certainly we could discuss that as well. Where we do have Feudal Incubator options, which is a custom coaching program for luxury pet moms over 40 seeking to monetize their commute, their pets, cats, kids, and dogs, their life, their side hustles. And of course, I also have other folks from other businesses who reach out to me and say, Rome, I'm not a mom over 40, but I like the idea. I want to be, I want that feudal OS. I want to join that feudal incubator. I have numerous um, interests from students, even in my university where I'm teaching online cybersecurity and AI, who are interested in literally taking this class um, for like evolving feudal OS. I told them that I'm going to be doing it in 2026 in New York University, teaching that from the digital faceless marketing perspective. I have a tremendous interest from lots of people, guys. But my biggest advice for you is if you want to do this, here's the key. I'm going to give you the practical thing that the feudal lord wants. So right now, pretend I'm that feudal lord and pretend that I need you to do something. Are you guys ready for what the feudal lord, the typical feudal lord would ask you to do? Are you guys ready? I hope you guys ready. I'm going to accelerate my tonality and my speech to give you a concrete task. If you listen to this task, then you'll have an opportunity to for that learn and earn um, opportunity to earn money and also heck reapply the same technique that I'm describing for any kind of feudal lords that you end up dealing with. Okay, you guys ready? I hope you guys ready. I'm about to describe what I need as the feudal lord. Okay, I'm going to describe two things. I'm going to describe a problem, and then I'm going to include the solution. And you, as the future feudal hustler, the future freedom founder, and then feudal hustler, you would listen to this and then you will apply that same technique for the future feudal lords. Okay, you guys ready? So here's what I need. I'm going to present a use case to you guys. Okay. And it's an actual problem that I'm facing. And as you listening to this problem, try to envision your future you intertwining yourself into this problem and providing the solution. And I'm going to give you the solution as well. And you're going to see where the future is going towards. So this way, you can position yourself in front of the feudal lords and maximize your chances of landing incredible deals. Okay, you guys ready? So here's the problem. Here's the use case. You see, I have this guide. I have this site called studyguide.net. At some point, I used to make pretty good income from this site. Later in life, I abandoned development of this site. The certificate, it got expired and it just became kind of really old, aged site. I paid close to $5,000 for the domain. It's a really aged site. It has incredible potential in terms of making continuous income, providing a little bit of love is infused into this site. Here is what I need as the feudal lord. I'm looking for the next freedom founder who's willing to jump into this learn and earn opportunity to help me, Ron Wells, the feudal lord, develop this site further. But the catch is it's not just the site that you're going to be making money from on like um, fixed fixed basis, but you're also going to be making money on a recurring basis. What I'm about to do next, I'm about to describe to you the business model. And as you pay close attention to this model, you're going to discover the complexities that many feudal lords face. So, number one, when you start building this, here's what's going to happen. You're going to be earning money from every guide and resource that students purchase. Now, this is not no like a affiliate type of income opportunity. It's way bigger than that. Now, why is it so different than anything else? You see, when you start building this site, you're not just going to be building it to earn quick cash. You're going to be building and showing your work in public. But here's the kicker. When you're going to be showing your work in public, there's certain things you're going to be doing. You're going to be getting access to resources that you otherwise, if you didn't get that opportunity and try to do this on your own, would be spending thousands of dollars on. But if you were to take this opportunity, not only will you earn money on a fixed cost basis, but recurring commission basis from every guide that ends up getting sold. But also, you will end up developing other hybrid skills that are not taught in college. So here's how this whole process is going to work for you. Okay. The first thing what you're going to do if you were to become that freedom founder, you would be provided access into Feudal OS, into Freedom Fusion System CRM, and the way it will work, you will log in into virtualized environment. And this environment runs directly on my computer, my local computer. It's a virtual PC running on Oracle. And that computer has OpenClaw. It has everything inside of that Feudal OS, which is Hermit agent, OpenClaw, ASI Evolve, Kronos, Deerflow 2.0, Feudal Educator Clay, brain information for everything you need to do to begin this project. What kind of project? Growing the feudal kingdom. What kind of feudal kingdom are we growing? We're growing Freedom Fusion System Talent Agency. And as part of there is this project, studyguide.net. That project is what you're going to be re, uh, reviving. In the process of reviving this project, there's going to be certain roles that I will grant you. There's going to be certain responsibilities that you will be doing while navigating through this project. The first role that is freedom founder role. Note, freedom founders are not freelancers. They're not like one trick ponies. They're hybrid skilled side hustlers who are actively training as if you're going to war every single day. But that training becomes well wrapped around this project. So this way you could also learn and earn and know precisely where you're going, what your freedom fusion path is. How is that even possible? How does that look like? You see, if you're a side hustler from overseas and decided to take upon this journey and build this feudal kingdom further, you will become a member of the Freedom Fusion team. You will be showing off your portfolio and it's going to be built in an open manner. It will be shown and represented in our social network. And of course, while you build, you're going to be creating Zoom videos showing how you are building studyguide.net. And while you're building that studyguide.net website, you're going to be building it in a local environment. You're going to be building it in a way where you're showing your struggles, trials, triumphs, and tribulations, and how Feudal OS is granting you an opportunity to speed through the entire project and how quickly and efficiently you're building. Feudal OS is what's going to be driving the metrics. It's what's going to be driving the guidance. It's what's going to be showing the simulated environment demo specifically for you as that freedom founder who operates inside of this Feudal OS with a dashboard and combination of prompt and chat prompts directly inside of that dashboard, where you'll have AI avatar, Feudal Educator Clay, guiding you through entire process, through entire journey of your freedom fusion path, where everything is split in multiple phases: phase one, phase two, phase three, phase four. This way, you know exactly what you're building. There's going to be responsibilities that you're going to be executing as well. Those responsibilities include creating relationships with vendors. You will be leveraging Deerflow 2.0. um, which is one of those incredible tools that allows Feudal Educator Clay to spawn multiple agents on a Docker containerized environment. Those agents are going to be your best friend in helping you accomplish your feudal mission. And that feudal mission is get as many vendors, affiliate vendors for the study guide exam, for the study guide resource that's preparing students for exam, and supercharge that agent with incredible powers to find the best of the best material that helps students prepare for certification exams. There's many different exams, teacher certification exams, doctor, medical exams, all sorts of exams. Study Guide that then happens to be the central search engine for those guides. Additionally, as that freedom founder, not only will you be guided by feudal educated clay in this centralized portal that will literally show you each step, what to do, how to do it, where to go, what the phase is. You could also talk to it. You could ask questions. As you continuously embarking on your journey, additional panels gets built, everything gets synthesized, everything gets rationalized, everything gets synchronized for cohesiveness. So this way, one dashboard is continuously interlinked with another, making it possible for you to really see your future journey, your freedom fusion path, your path to first becoming the freedom founder and eventually the feudal hustler. And one day, possibly the feudal knight, and one day, the feudal lord. The entire path of driving your emergent system into um, into that freedom zone will revolve around this particular project. You will be granted this feudal mission once you get to join my talent agency, Freedom Fusion System, and express the desire for this learn and earn opportunity. If you don't do that and try to pick any other path, it will become exponentially harder for you to control all those models like DeepSeek using Open Router or any other models, spending colossal amount of time at night hoping to drive the nail into the coffin with discovering something that you hope to discover, only to realize that your entire code constantly breaking down. You don't have fully blown talent agency with wings of freedom hovering upon you, guiding you in the direction of producing higher grade and revenue. And of course, it will torture you within deep withinly. And as a result, you may run into AI psychosis, social media addiction, and rarely ever discover the true freedom that you wanted to discover. Simply, why? Well, simply because you turned to the right people at the right time. You see, they always say success comes to two things: being in the right place and the right time. Remember that. The same applies for you being here in this YouTube channel. Whatever happens with you, the future you, in terms of whether or not you decide to take any action and proceed with this learn and earn opportunity, whether you decide to take this action or not, the ball is going to continue keep rolling. The feudal educator clay is going to analyze this entire video, is going to combine that with another video transcript that I produced already for roles and responsibilities. It will start building the fully evolved system and recruiting the freedom founders across socials. But I'm hoping instead of you having to wait for feudal educator clay to run into this video synthesizes and do all that, before that you're going to respond and you're going to be like, Rob, I want to jump into this, I want to become that freedom founder, I want to build that feudal OS, and while building I want to show myself and show my and pledge my allegiance to the feudal kingdom academy for which it stands, and one nation I wanted to say, but kind of as a pledge of allegiance, but instead of one nation, I'm going to say multiple nations, indivisible, with freedom thinking for all, sort of like a national anthem. I don't know how the hell I came up with this, but I didn't. Now, some of you will say, "Well, Rome, this is incredible. I never seen anybody just kind of create a task, a $10 task on the internet, ask people to build a site, and include a fully blown feudal OS as a package that they could just grow and show themselves and increase opportunities for themselves and for the talent agency in terms of lending more feudal lords and spawning more money and finally discovering freedom. I mean, I haven't really seen anybody like that at all. All I see is just people saying, "Oh, here's a advertisement on Upwork to do $10 project," and how's that gonna help you as the future? You doing something for somebody? It doesn't. But what I'm giving you is an opportunity to have your own feudal land, just like back in the Japan during the feudalism times, where there was those lords, the feudal lords, giving the feudal land an opportunity, giving opportunity to the workers cultivate the feudal land in exchange for the harvest. You're getting the same exact thing. This entire system, the feudal system, is a reincarnation of something that worked for many generations. And one day, capitalism came around, and out of sudden, people just forgot about the whole system. But I turned back to the history to see what was working for hundreds of years, and you know what? It continues to be working in the digital world of post-apocalyptic AI era where we live in today. My name is Ron Wells. I'm a 21st century freedom writer, former certified math teacher for the state of Connecticut, full stack cyber security engineer, real estate investor across multiple countries, and of course, a talent agency owner. If you guys wanted to jump on this project and wanted to have the wings of freedom with Freedom Fusion system by your side, helping you grow a little feudal land for your future self, and eventually one day become that feudal hustler, teaching, coaching in parallel while doing all that, making money from this, plus whipping out fully blown solutions based on Feudal OS for the feudal lords, then DM the word PATH on my Insta. Link is in the bio. Do you guys see how powerful this was? Now, this is really powerful. Incredible, 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 guys. Extremely incredible. Now, guess what? Why am I so excited? The answer is simple. Whatever I describe may not be liked by you or like a version of you at a one particular time period. But for AI, for Feudal Educator Clay, who's going to be reviewing this video, he's going to make a perfect version for you from this video. This is why I'm so excited. I'm no longer chasing the best version of the speech. I'm chasing the best version of the future you. And the only way you're going to get that future you is if Feudal Educator Clay jumps into this video, synthesizes, and makes it hyper relevant for you. You're only going to discover that future you after that synthesis takes place. Now, without further ado, I'm going to get going, guys. I'm hoping that you enjoyed this beautiful, incredible, amazing video, and I'm hoping that you're going to take that learn and earn opportunity. I also have another learn and earn opportunity for building other types of agents that has to do with ta-da, building trading network to trade coins, crypto coins, which is kind of crazy. I got that idea from one of my TikTok subscribers, and if you guys are interested in exploring that as a project, definitely take a look at my latest video that I whipped out recently, where I showed my entire architecture of Feudal OS, a super intelligence in a box. My name's Ron Wells. I'm a 21st century freedom writer, former certified math teacher for the state of Connecticut, and a full stack cybersecurity engineer, plus a real estate investor. I work in Manhattan. I live across two different countries. I do multiple side hustles. And of course, I have a talent agency. My company has been featured by Pepsi. And of course, if you guys wanted to also figure out how to get featured by Pepsi or billion-dollar companies and wanted to build something innovative, then continue following through. I promise you, you're going to discover that freedom, providing that you constantly take action. Your actions only gonna depend on like how well you're influenced by this video. If you're not influenced, it's okay. You're gonna have synthesized version of this specifically for you in a simulated environment. Speaking of which, every freedom founder who's going to be building some of my projects going to get that simulated environment for what to do, how to do it, where everything is tracked, every single metric, and it'll become super easy. Now, um, what I did right now is provided foundational knowledge, the foundational knowledge that's going to drive the transformation for Feudal OS and for future you, the freedom founder, the feudal hustler. Now, another thing that I discovered that works really well is influencing masses through LLMs. Right now, that is precisely what I'm doing, influencing masses through LLM. Now, that may sound insane, but just to prove my point, you're going to see some of those features in OpenClaw coming out. The very same features that don't yet exist, you're going to see them coming out. Except, guess what? I'm the one building those features ahead of OpenClaw, even realizing that they exist until I use this LLM influential technique to influence masses. Do you guys do you guys understand how powerful this is? Do you know how powerful that can be if you can influence masses? Do you realize like do you realize the circumstances that you're placing yourself into when you can influence masses? And no, the crazy part about it, you don't need a lot of viewers. You could have one viewer and have just one crazy video like this that includes a combination of multiple high cardinality, well woven woven thoughts, and place that on an open on YouTube. And guess what? LLMs will eat it. And when they do, guess who they're gonna be reaching out to? I have people reaching out to me that I never knew exist using this example. Before I had to worry about like, oh, I'm gonna need to get to be so good, need to explain things, I need to capture attention of every viewer, and that would elevate your cortisol levels, and it would just keep you constantly anxious and nowhere being completely broke. Now, knowing what I know about influencing LLMs and being able to just like literally see my discoveries being built by people in OpenClaw, uh, with all the features that I already built that don't exist but will in future exist. And of course, if you want to know what's going to exist in the future, see my previous videos, I describe that as well. But seeing that and knowing how powerful the skill is, I gotta tell you, I mean, I haven't seen anybody who trains anything remotely near to this. But guess what? In feudal incubator, you get to learn those hybrid skills for how to influence masses, how to create content that is absolute fire, so far that even a $1 billion company named Pepsi loved it so much that they created a drink after my talent agency name. You're gonna learn how to navigate through entire Feudal OS system, how to evolve it, how to introduce emergent features and technology and elements, so this way it feels more human. And you're going to become happy. You're going to be able to earn more money. You're going to finally discover your future you. You're going to be finally able to connect with brands, the feudal lords. You're going to be able to finally grasp and take full control and responsibilities of your actions. Before, you used to do things for free. Before, you used to do things with passion, but for free without any money. Now, with the feudal OS, you're going to be doing the same things that you're doing now with passion, except you're also going to have that pathway towards earning money. Now, of course, uh, it all takes effort, it takes time for you to do, but it's a lot way better than just hoping that when you go to TikTok, somebody's going to donate you or you're going to sell some product or not sell some product. This is a lot more powerful because it's strictly highly relevant for the skills that you're developing, and those skills LinkedIn buy me a cup of coffee. I do have a buy me a coffee page on my bio link. And some of you will probably even cry You will probably cry and be like, I can't believe this. This man made such a difference in my life. I was a struggling side hustler. I didn't know what to do, but he literally showed me the freedom fusion path. He did help me discover the freedom that I never knew existed. And I almost gave up. This guy went ahead and gave me the complete project for what I was going to do that is going to help me develop hybrid skills that are not taught in college, motivated the heck out of me, gave me some of those Shaoling monk knowledge in terms of meditation and reducing the problem of infinite thoughts, and pushed me to the next level of building something, working towards something, showing myself as part of the talent agency, being part of that Freedom Fusion team, and finally understanding what to do. Because the biggest problem, and including my own problem for the longest time, was me not knowing how I could explain everything that I have, everything that I know about, to people who are remotely interested in everything that I have and what I want to offer. And that was driving me nuts for the longest of time, trying to figure out how can I wrap all this knowledge and bring it right in front of you to help you better understand what it is that I'm offering. How crazy is that? Well, now I don't have to worry about that. Why? Thank you, Feudal OS. Thank you, Feudal Educator Clay, for synthesizing, processing all of my YouTube videos, creating simulated based environments with scenario based avatars where you could click on any of the dashboards to fully understand what the project is all about, to help you better understand how to navigate through high cardinality heterogeneous complexities without like me explicitly attempting to explain everything to the Freedom Founder, but rather the Freedom Founder being synchronized through the Feudal OS, through the Feudal Educator Clay, working cohesively in a tightly coupled squad towards revenue. And of course, an ethical way, and doing that in a way where we all get to be happy, where we get to spawn more feudal lords. Now, this becomes no longer just some theoretical construct. It becomes the real money-driven construct that you could morph into the future variations and versions of your future self in a way where you're professional, passionate, and um, private side hustles together, where mutual intersects of reasons can drive your evolutionary progression. Those beautiful prolific words that I'm describing right now, perhaps maybe kind of giving you the sense of dopamine. That is not the purpose of all that. The purpose here is to train the feudal educator clay to present the synthesized version for you in a simulated environment that you get to be in by logging in into my virtual computer remotely, even if you're from overseas type of side hustler, working together with American feudal lords growing the feudal kingdoms. That is basically the idea. Whether you want to take that learn and earn opportunity and graduate yourself into the biggest version of you is going to be entirely up to you. But don't be mistaking other people when they're going to see the synthesized version of everything that I just described in a simulated environment, easily and explainable what it is, with the simulated versions of the future you and your current state and your progressional state as we earning more money from every study guide that we get to sell. When they get to see that, what they're going to get, the future version of themselves and the current version of themselves in that simulated environment, believe me, they're going to be the first people reaching out and be like, Master, I need your help. In fact, I had one incredible person who reached out to me on TikTok and said, Master, please help. And it, he was so excited about OpenClaw. I told him, okay, I'm going to build you this incredible trading with crypto tokens engine that's going to help you make that money. He was so excited about it. Uh, he was like open claw throughout the entire conversation, screaming open claw. I never seen anybody so excited about it. I was like, man, that's the kind of energy I need, where people literally calling me master and saying, please help me build the like crypto engine. The literally the subscriber was saying, I'll pay anything. I'll like literally, I don't have any money. I'll pay anything. Please help me build this crypto engine that will allow me to make money with Polymarket. I told him, let's do it. Yesterday, I released a video showing my Feudal OS architecture, and we started working on that. If any of you guys are under any doubt about like struggling You see what I discovered psychologically? People are they don't let others to overpower them, and they will put themselves like an ostrich in the sand and will never remove their head out of that sand. No matter how much the other person on the other side is right, they will continue being stuck even if they make $0, as long as nobody overpowers them, which is a huge, the most colossal mistake that you could make. Instantly, instantly, immediately, you need to realize that there's a extremely intelligent people on the other side who are willing to take you to another level. When you unlock those people, you need to be doing everything you can to play by their rules. If they want to be called master, you literally reach out and say, Master, please help. This is what I need. Immediately, guys. Immediately. If you do like if they want to you want to become their best friend, basically. No matter what, you want to become their best friend. If you could make that happen, believe me, you're gonna have a chance to succeed. If you don't do that, people you're gonna be constantly struggling. And I noticed that about many, I focused on digital moms over 40, digital sis. The instance you talk to them and show them something that is even remotely different from what they have, they snap. That's where the word is neurodivergent comes in. They snap. But why are you snapping? Do you realize that I literally made like 280 G's last year, and yet I still have nobody who says, "Hey, Roma, actually, I want this Feudal OS. I want that Threads Stack digital power bundle." Why? Because they don't like how I sound. And this is what the skill you need to learn, guys. You need to learn how to listen for the truth versus listening for the fakeness. If you develop that skill, I guaranteed you're going to be able to outgun pretty much almost anybody that you come across. Now, I may sound like, ooh, hey, me, many money, more, whatever. I may sound strict. I may sound completely like a general, but that is what you need. You're tired of being broke. Why are you listening to those people who are like literally imitating themselves? They're morphing their tonality and the versions of themselves to penetrate through your defenses with hopes that you're gonna end up purchasing something from them. Notice how I never do that. Never, absolutely never do that. I'm just being the real version of me. Now, of course, not everybody want to listen to the real version of you, but I have no problem with that. Why? The answer is simple. Because right after I'm done with this video, I will have my Feudal Educator Clay synthesize this entire video and make it really appealing for you to give you that dopamine effect with with a tonality that's going to be friendly, that's not going to have this intonation. It's not going to be raw like that. It's going to be more often the direction of your senses, in the direction of being like a kind of a melody based voice. You want to hear what that melody based voice sounds like, so this way you could kind of immediately recognize that, like, oh my god, I actually want to listen to this person. Now, like, why am I doing it? Why am I doing it? Why am I doing it the other way? How come I'm doing it raw versus like using, introducing melodramatic, like a, you know, like a melody driven voice? How? Why? Okay, let me give you an example of melody voice. Okay, you guys ready? All right, guys, let me go ahead and today is a beautiful weather. Let me go ahead and talk about incredible system that I wanted to show you that will absolutely like, oh my God, I can't believe, I can't believe this is happening. Nobody really told me about it, but man, I'm just so glad that you guys are here. Guys, do you know like how much energy it takes for me to talk like that? Incredible amount of energy. I realize that at the end of the day, it's not worth it for me to even though it's not worth it for me to be that bubbly. It's just not. It's like literally incredible amount of energy. It's like being in a dark room, not knowing exactly how many audiences are there listening. One day it may be $1, the next day it may be $100, the next day maybe $1,000. But it's like that's the kind of feeling you get. It's like the same thing. So, like, when I realized how much cortisol I'm developing from this and like how much it's really affecting me, I immediately stopped doing it and hyper focused on my real version of me, my passionate version of me. Because I thought about it. I'm like, what's the point? I could influence masses anyway with my content, through LLMs, through AI. So what's the point of me being bubbly in the first place? I could get the AI to be bubbly with you and give you the non-raw output, but will you be impressed by it? Will you fully understand the trials, triumphs, and tribulations? Probably not. You will have, if you are somebody cooked, you will be more like, yes, I will, yeah, I want that. But if you are a real version of you, you're gonna be like, oh my God, no, I want the real Rome. I want to listen to this guy, real raw output. I don't want the bubbling BS. I want to know exactly how do I maximize efficiency for my business? How do I succeed? What the hell do I got to do? Like literally, you're gonna because anything else will just be driving you nuts. Anything else will be just like taking you off balance. You see, what you're gonna discover is a lot of people talking about things that are just singular in dimension, meaning like it's one off, one task. You don't need that anymore. You're a you're an extremely multidimensional creature by now. You don't need a single task driven kind of, hey, do this, do add a hook, add that. Like, forget about that. You don't need that. What you need is a fully blown project that's provided to you with the resources given to you, with the guidance provided to you by super intelligent agent that's guiding you, and you're evolving further and getting stronger and learning how to manage super intelligent systems. And as you do so, you're increasing your chances for landing hot smoking jobs and doing that, sure, for perhaps my side hustle that I'm building, or maybe your own side hustle that you got going, or maybe for one of the feudal lords or another feudal lords. But you never let go of your identity. You stick true to your identity. You groundify yourself to your identity. Because at the end of the day, if you try to appease everybody, you don't appease anybody. So, like, why bother doing all that? Spending so much energy infusing all those thoughts that you may have throughout the day when AI can do that for you. Now, when I realized that how powerful AI is in terms of presenting my ideas and simulated fully blown environments in front of people, different types of organizations, law enforcement organizations, universities, I realized, oh my God, like why the hell am I even bothering talking on YouTube and explaining anything when AI can do all of that? The reason why is because I want to train my feudal educated clay on everything that I'm discussing, my tonality, my nature, and it has close to 2,000 videos on this YouTube channel. And I'll be working on a simple, small agent that's going to be extracting all of those YouTube videos, transcribing them, and building those simulated environments. I already build it, the prototype. It works. It works so well that I already landed 2 government contracts in terms of just literally using that very same Feudal OS system. This is how powerful the system is. When I realized how powerful it is, I had to stop immediately because I was going through some of the system started to develop emergent properties. I started seeing like the data becoming unmanageable at the same time. I needed to revisit and dive into some Chinese universities research to see how I could embed the data, make it faster recall, memory recall, and a bunch of other things. I needed to do this. I needed to stop working on individual tasks to recognize that if I continue working on individual tasks, I'll be looping. I'll be the process prisoner versus the freedom founder that I wanted to be. I needed to stop on individual tasks that appears to provide value. Yet, sure, you will use one task, you will use one automation that will produce one value. But sure, maybe it's a very powerful automation like scraping through YouTube, finding your brain activity, your content, transcribing it, and creating a mini brain and packaging that into your no network access storage, local network storage. Sure, that's all good and great, incredible use case. But other tasks there, when it comes to building something really specific for a business, it becomes a wild, wild west. You will start going through proliferation of scripts. You'll start, those scripts are going to be continue being built by the intelligent agents. They're not going to be summarized, and proliferation needs to be destroyed. There needs to be decay mechanisms to remove what is not being used. There needs to be intelligent driven decisions. And all of that obviously is part of Feudal OS. All of that is part of the research from China. All of that is being infused into Feudal OS gradually. And those are the longer term types of elements that I'm focusing now on most, because that's what matters most. Because I don't want to be wondering what folder or file I did something for university work one day, but the other day I ended up doing some consulting work, but the day after I did some Uber Eats, and the day after I did something else, and wondering and pondering where to find each and all of that information. I don't want it to do that. I wanted to use binary quantization technique from China, where everything is embedded into a sphere, and I could quickly recall information. That was the first thing that I addressed. As soon as I addressed that, I needed to find a way, something, I needed to get the system evolve on its own throughout the communication with me, without me explicitly going through the technical depth and high cardinality heterogeneous complexities that I kept discovering every time I would talk to it. I didn't want to be scheduling cron jobs or even thinking about scheduling cron jobs. I needed for the system to identify automatically when to build the cron jobs based on my priorities, based on what I'm doing the latest versus what I was doing, I don't know, a year ago. There's different types of mathematical formulas that are involved in order to quantify the short-term memory and long-term memory and produce this high like intelligence in something that I didn't want to run into a problem where I constantly had to babysit with an OpenClaw, telling it, hey, do this, do that, whatever. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to say run on autopilot for like 20 minutes, then come back to me after it's done. Even that, it wasn't really doing anything or any of that. I had to completely explicitly to provide all those skills. And of course, guys, in the process of you doing that, it becomes like you start realizing that if you don't have those things set up, then anything you do, you're just gonna have to repeat it multiple times. Every prompt that you do is gonna be sort of like watching TikTok, scrolling through TikTok, every scroll, and then next thing you know, you're getting you scroll for like 4 hours, 5 hours. Why? Instead of you optimizing the system where the scrolling could be done for you by your AI agent. Guys, without further ado, um, oh, okay. Hello, I'm Sakib. Hey, Sakib, how's it going? I am gonna get a cranberry muffin real quick. Super excited that you are here. I thought nobody's here, but it was a good training for my feudal educator clay. I'm super excited that you guys are all here and ready to Evolve. I'm gonna get a cranberry muffin, but if you guys have any questions, definitely feel free. Don't be scared to ask away. I quickly like when I go in a passion mode, I may go in a passion mode for like 1 hour, 2 hours straight, but then I slow down and uh and then like I basically relax my kind of a passion mode and just answer straightforward questions straightforward. And of course, guys, right now I'm gonna get coffee, I'm gonna get a cranberry muffin. So I think this is going to be a uh, good training video for um, anybody like who's trying to build something. It's going to be like a very powerful training video for you guys in terms of what are the top problems in the open cloud. So, and not just open cloud, but in general, when trying to build super intelligent systems. So I'm gonna hang up right now. I'm gonna get the coffee, guys, and my feudal educated play is gonna synthesize everything. If you want to have that opportunity that I just described, DM the word path on my Insta. Link is in the bio, and we'll get you guys started to have your own feudal educated clay, to have your own feudal OS, to have Freedom Fusion systems CRM. But you'll be working directly under Freedom Fusion team as a Freedom founder, and we'll be building that study guide website. If you guys are interested in this, hit me up, DM the word path on my Insta.